We have a new author. We have a new author. They will be with us for at least 6 SCPs. 3 of them in Series 3 right now, and 3 of them in Series 4. Exciting. There's a boat. Are you talking about Noah's Ark? Or is are you talking about a different boat? What was I? Yes, there's 3 right in this series, and then 3 in the future series. So, Geometry Prime. Geometry Prime. Geometry Prime. I am Geometry Prime, fighting against the algebra bots. The Decepticons, the algebra cons. And we need your help. Yeah, this is the first one of theirs that we get to read. So here we go. It's called -2 kilograms. -2 kilograms. Here we go. I'm excited. It's always exciting to get to see a new author and see what they have in store. We had the same thing with Multi-Scoop. We also have the new author. That was also a new author. So we have two authors today that are freshly new for us. Object class safe. This one looks like a shorter one. Bless you. Special containment procedures. In order to prevent a runaway acceleration event, SCP-2597, it must be contained within a vacuum mass containment chamber. The SCP-2597 must be stored on the highest floor of Site 55 in order to minimize damage in the event of a breach. SCP-2597 is to be submerged within a container of liquid mercury at sufficient depth that the object maintains neutral buoyancy. This is to counteract the force of gravity and prevent the object's escape through the ceiling. I actually need to watch Transformer 1, the animated one, because I heard it's pretty good. SCP-2597 is not to come into contact with the walls, ceiling, or floor of its containment chamber at any time. Any experimentation involving SCP-2597 requires written level 3 authorization. Description: SCP-2597 is a weight. Ostensibly is assigned for use with a balance that behaves as though it possesses negative inertial mass. Dude, isn't that crazy how how people found out back then about weights? They had these, right? They would be like, okay, this is like 2 kilograms. Not sure how they found out how much 2 kilograms actually is, but like they found out somehow, right? So using a balance and be like, okay, how heavy is this meat that you're gonna give me? Put it on one side of the balance, and then you just put these weights and be like, okay, it's and then you add some weights, more weights, and then it's like, and you're like, okay, you give me a fucking 8 kilos of meat. That's a good deal. 8 kilograms of meat is a good deal. It's just crazy to think about how like back then, how they did it. I think it's just such a lost art, you know what I mean? While the object's composition is unknown, it has been experimentally determined that the inertial mass of SCP-2597 is approximately -2 kilograms, with density roughly equivalent to that of liquid mercury at SCP. It's wild how people put numbers to weight. I mean, yeah, how else? How else would we do it? As such, any force applied will result in an acceleration of I guess we would like, compare ourselves to other things that weigh the same, but that would be so confusing. Like, oh, I weigh the same as like a. I weigh roughly around like 2 dogs. Like, okay, great. That does not help me. Does this guy also weigh 2 dogs? No, I weigh 2 dogs and a cat. It's like, okay, sure. As such, any force applied will result in acceleration in opposition to the initial force vector. Okay. In this way, SCP-2597 will ascend or fall up under the influence of gravity. Damn. Furthermore, if SCP-2597 makes contact with any object as it ascends, the force of this collision, a force opposing the movement of SCP-2597, will only serve to increase its acceleration. Through this, SCP-2597 will break through any barriers placed in its way once it has begun to accelerate. It has been theorized that collisions with air particles at high speeds will cause SCP-2597 to accelerate uncontrollably. Yes? New video. Okay. It has been theorized that collision with this will cause this object to reach dangerous speeds very quickly and could result in harm to both personnel as well as site infrastructure. I weigh 2 dogs, a lizard, a fox, a cat, and a snake. Yeah, see, that's so overly complicated. Just say you just say you're 60 kilos and we're good. Addendum SCP-2597 recovery log. SCP-2597 was found in an apartment belonging to an unknown anarchist during investigation of his involvement in the creation of SCP-669. Now that's an old one. The object was contained at the time of recovery in a large glass jar filled with liquid mercury. Once its anomalous properties were identified, the object was given SCP classification, and a member of nearby Site 55 Recovery Division was dispatched to obtain SCP-2597. Thank you, Geometry Prime, for giving me an SCP that's a thumbnail is really easy to make. All I gotta do is just get one of these weights, edit into the sky, directional blur it. Perfect. Done. Thank you so much. That makes my life easier. Agent Gerald, part of Site 55 recovery team Beta. Forward except from Agent the brief immediately after the SCP-2597 recovery. This log has been edited for brevity. Begin log. I understand you were placed in the charge of recovery of SCP-2597. Well, not really. Well, at least I wasn't at first. But you know, when the Foundation raided that anarchist's home, the people were contacted the nearest site command, which happened to be 55. They sent me down to check it out. Tell me about recovering the object. What was that like? So many messages. You know, I've worked on recovering catalysts and stuff, but this stupid thing was one of the most annoying pieces of shit I've ever had to retrieve. Why, specifically? This thing... Well, you can't just pick it up and carry it. It's not that simple. I figured out that pretty quick. You know, given the way it resisted everything I do to it. If I took a vehicle back to base, the skip would go flying out the back window. This was before we even figured out that the whole danger with air resistance. So I radioed... It makes sense though. It's basically doing the opposite, right? Because air resistance usually slows you down, but because it's a minus 2 kilogram thing, it's doing the opposite of slowing down. It's speeding up with air resistance. So that I kind of like that. It's just it's a negative of 2 kilograms. So I radioed Site Command to tell them I was going to take the thing back myself. I didn't really have any other options, I guess. Site 55 sent me an escort, just a couple of guards to make sure I didn't get lost or somehow killed on my way home. But they really couldn't do much that was useful. I sure wasn't going to trust anybody else with that skip. You mean to say you brought it back on foot? Yeah. I had to micromanage that damn thing to a ridiculous degree. Man, I can see why you would be pissed. Can you imagine? You have to walk. You have to walk like 200 kilometers. While carrying, like while holding on to a thing that might just go into space if you're not careful enough. Yeah, no. Or like if you bump into somebody, just might just accelerate out of your hand. Yeah, no, I can see why he's like, I'm so done with this thing. Please don't make me work with this ever again. If I wanted to move it forward, I had to simultaneously push it backward and walk myself forward, as well as pushing it upward so it didn't fall into the sky, but not so much that it pushed my hand out of the way. If that makes any sense. I got to do that for 5 miles, which 5 times 1.6 means that he did that for 8 kilometers. No. Yes, he did. Yeah, 8 kilometers. That's a long time of walking while doing all this. We're damn lucky the agents already had the recovery site didn't. We're damn lucky the agent already at the recovery site didn't touch the skip very much. If they weren't careful, we could have lost it. Or worse, hell, if I had screwed up just a little bit. What exactly do you mean by or worse? We haven't been quite stupid enough to do any testing with regard to what happens if you just let the skip go. Let it speed up and then get speed up. Wait, let it speed up and then get sped up even further by drag. First of all, it break anything it hits. Maybe kill some people. But I'm concerned that there might be some more issues when an object moving this fast. My personal theory is, well, I read something online about what would happen if a baseball traveled at relativistic speeds. The ball fused with the atoms in the air and caused an explosion that wiped out everything for miles. I can't help but wonder if something similar could happen with this, if it's going fast enough. For that reason alone, I don't think this skip is safe. Consider this my official request for SCP-2597 to be upgraded to Euclid status at least. The technique used to contain SCP-2597 at its location of recovery was later implemented in the object's current containment. Agent, request to upgrade the classification of SCP-2597 was denied. I mean, yeah, to be fair, if it's like, as long as you don't touch it, I think that would be fair to keep it safe. That's only I want to take and cause chaos. That's only 5 to 6 hours of walking. 5 or 6 hours of you doing like you basically are doing this, like you're like walking forward, but then like pushing and then doing this the whole time. So you're like kind of like having to like dance forward while pushing and pulling, and so like you are, it's more than 6 hours. It's gonna take you more than 6 hours. It's probably gonna take you 12. Which again, I can totally see that after like 12 hours, you're like, I'm done. I'm done. And you cannot sit down and have like a drink. You cannot sit down and have a drink because like you might make a mistake and that thing might just like fly into a car and then the car explodes. And then fly into a person's forehead and just shatter the brain open. Look, I'd be entertaining as hell. Let me at it. I already walk 2 hours every day. Yeah, but you will put everybody at risk. And as a SCP researcher, I cannot let you put people at risk. So no, you will not have this anomaly. I will not give it to you. Alright. I need to quick little intervention, not intervention, like quick little like tangent, okay? Quick little tangent.